Hi, this is Richard with Mile 62 Running Channel. I've got a few Strava tips for you today, some that are real quick to go over, and let, let's get started. This is uh, the latest in my Strava series, so I'm having several videos per week going over certain tips and tricks and hacks to make your experience with Strava a little bit better. The first tip I want to show you is how to compare your runs to another person. In a previous episode, I showed you how to compare yourself to other people on a KT route. This is a way to compare yourself against anyone. So what you want to do is you go into pace analysis, and then for one of your runs, you can pick any run. So this just happens to be one of my recent runs. Then you go up here in the search icon, you click on that, and then you put in an athlete's name. I put in Sam's name, and I search. Come up everyone with that name. I know that's the correct one, Sam Elkins. And then bingo. What it'll do is Strava will do a side-by-side comparison. So you can compare yourself. You can see here my pictures here. This is me, and this is Sam. You can compare on the bicycle, running. They'll give you average distance, average time, estimated best efforts in different distances, and then maybe some other runs that you had common with them. But it's very interesting tool. So if you have somebody that you're running with a lot, or you are competing with on FKTs, or you're just having a friendly challenge with some of your friends, you can pull up one of your Strava records and then search for them. But the important thing is, um, when you do this, you want to be be on one of your records, one of your activities. Under my activities, your activity will come up. You go into your activity, and then you go into pace analysis, and then you search for their name, and then it'll be a side-by-side comparison. Very useful tool, I think, or good trivia tool if you're competing against one of your friends. You want to see how they're doing, because basically it's taking all their data and putting it against your data. So I think it's pretty neat. Another thing I wanted to go over with is, let's say let's say you're on a group run, and go back into my activities. I'll go into a okay. Here's a run out of the that was a manual run. Let me go back up one more time. What I'm trying to find is one that has several people in the group running with me. Um, there's a real neat tool, and it can only be done on the phone. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it can be done. Um, okay, this is out of Spider Mountain, so um, okay. Um, didn't have anybody show up in my groups area. But often when you do a race or you're running with the group, all your friends are going to show up in this area below your profile. And what you can do is when you click on the group, it will come up with a whole list of everybody you're running with. And there's a feature in Strava called a kudos bomb. Well, what does that mean? Well, let's say you want to give a kudos or a like to every one of the runs, but there's 15 people. All you have to do is when you open up the group is you open up the group on your phone, and once you open up the group and you can see the list, you just shake it like this, and it will give a like or a kudos to everyone in your group. and that's what Strava calls a kudos bomb. I think that's not many people know about that, but I learned about that recently from a friend. Another thing I wanted to show you here is um, up here on the right. It used to be called a Summit membership. Now it's called a Premium membership. The Strava membership's about, I think it's about $2 a month. Highly recommend it. One thing that the premium members have, and you'll see on mine, is I've got all the weather data for my run. So that's automatic. It knows where I'm running, inputs all the weather data. So you'll see up here, um, there's a little Strava emblem by my name. That means I'm a premium member. What I can do is I can go back to the main activity screen, and I'll show you some of the differences here. So these are just people I follow. Um, there's there's no Strava emblem by their name. I'll find one that does. Okay, here's one. So this little Strava emblem means here that they're a premium member. So if I click on this activity, you'll see I can see their weather data here off to the right, and I can also see that they use their Strava iPhone app. So they're running with their phone. So I think that's pretty neat. And if I go back to the activity feed, if I pull up someone that was not not a premium member, you can see the weather data is not there. But what you can see is what kind of device they were using. So like on my activity, it's going to say Garmin Phoenix 6X. Here they were using a Strava Android app. But those are some quick tips. So we went over weather data, where to find it, what type of device they're using, kudos bomb, and one last thing I wanted to show you is if you go into settings, um, if you privacy controls, this is a useful tool. Especially if you're concerned about someone seeing where you live. So often, when we start running or we start cycling, we're starting from our house and we're ending at our house. But if you're concerned about that, especially for some ladies out there, maybe they don't feel comfortable people seeing where they starting and ending their route. Well, this privacy zones under additional controls, what you can do is you put in your address here, put in your address here, and select a radius, 1 mile radius. You can even go all the way down to an eighth of a mile and create a privacy zone. Then people will not be able to see that part of the map. And they also will not, if you on some leaderboards, um, they will not be able to see where you're starting and stopping. But I think that's very useful, especially for people who are concerned that um, because I know some people have told me they don't like to use Strava or the Nike app or other apps because they're concerned that people will see where they're living and located. They just don't want to share that information. Now, of course, you can use Strava and keep it private, but if you're not sharing your activities with your friends, I think it's kind of boring. Also, I know some pros do that, but they do that so because it's competition. But if you're concerned about privacy, you can use some of these security settings, and there are several. There's also flyby. Flyby, you can see, like if I went to go for a run today, and I wanted to see who I saw somebody run by me, on the app, I can select flyby and potentially see who that person was and if they're using Strava. So I think that's kind of neat. You can meet new friends that way, but you can turn this on or turn this off, and then you can also set a privacy zone if that's what you want to do. But so Strava has put in a lot of nice features so that if you are concerned about security, don't don't let that be a reason why you don't want to use Strava because there are settings to help you with that. Um, But that's it for today. So we went over four different tips. We went over weather and also device usage, security settings, and also comparing yourself to a friend or a foe. So if you have any questions, be happy to help you. Send me a comment on this video, or send me an email at runnerrw@gmail.com. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.